We're Emeline and Dean, and we're currently travelling Southeast Asia. We spent 3 nights and 4 days in Singapore, and we did so much. Therefore, we've broken our time into 2 videos, part 1 and part 2. Here's what you can expect in part 1. In our first 2 days in Singapore, we explored Marina Bay, Gardens by the Bay, Sentosa Island, Little India, the Spectra Light and Water Show, Lausapat Hawker Centre, Maxwell's Hawker Centre, Shope's Shopping Centre, and so much more. There was so much to see and do. But first, let's go back to the very start as we travelled from Bali to Singapore.
Morning. It is about 3:12 a.m. here, and we are up early doors because we're leaving Bali, sadly, but we are going to Singapore.
Bye.
Thank you, terima kasih. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Bags are checked in, dropped off, and now we are going to go and head to the departure gate.
This 3-hour flight cost us £56 each, and that includes checked baggage and a meal on the flight. This was through AirAsia.
We have arrived in Singapore. So going through the security checkpoints, scan passports, and then it's fingerprint recognition. So you have to give over your fingerprint to enter, which
it's
is
automated though,
yeah,
which makes things quite quick, to be fair.
Yeah, we did just fly through that. But really shocked, like having to give fingerprint recognition.
There is no visa requirement for British citizens, although you do have to complete an SG arrival card up to 3 days before entry into Singapore. There is also the option to complete this when you get there. It's essentially a health declaration form and doesn't cost anything to complete.
Very bougie airport, I have to say. And it's rather quiet as well. I thought it'd be like really crazy busy, but I suppose it's a random Tuesday after all. So we're just on a free bus shuttle because the MRT doesn't depart from this terminal, it departs from a different terminal. So we're just hopping over there. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, probably not too long. And then we'll hop on the MRT from there. Just for context as well, the MRT is like a metro, like a train service. So that's what we're going to do, or going to use to get us to our accommodation.
We've decided to go with the Singapore Tourist Pass. If you're paying cash, you can go to the counter. If you're paying by card, you come to the little machine here.
The pass costs $34, which includes a $10 deposit that you get back when you return the card. The pass allows unlimited travel for 3 days on the MRT and bus services, so it's definitely worth buying if you plan on seeing a lot of the city.
Secured? Okay.
You are there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Super helpful already. That's nice to see.
This was, of course, our first experience of the MRT, but we used this service every day, multiple times, and it was a really effective way of getting around the city.
I like these little light systems though, because it tells you we've just gone there, and then we're here, and we've got to go to Kallang. And then from there, it should be a 10-15 minute walk to our accommodation. After a long, more like 20-minute walk, because you can't jaywalk here. So we had to wait at all the traffic lights, of course, not like Indonesia at all. We have finally made it to our accommodation.
It's a pretty decent room. It's pretty, standard sized. You got yourself a little desk, obviously private shower, toilet, mini fridge, TV. So yeah, and we've also got a very large window with a little view of
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven and the laundrette, but that's fine. Not gonna be spending much time in the room, and yeah, I think we're just gonna freshen up and then probably go and just spend the rest of the day exploring.
Okay, so we got off of our bus, which was pretty much 100 meters away, and now we are at Lausapat, which is apparently one of the most famous hawker centers here in Singapore. We're both really hungry. We've been up since like 3 a.m. Haven't really eaten today, so let's go and explore and see what it's like. This is like my heaven. There's just food.
So much choice, and it seems to be relatively reasonably priced as well, which is always a bonus. So as you're walking around each sort of stall, you're kind of getting a different smell every 5 meters, and it's really like throwing me off a bit, because 1 minute I'm like, oh, that smells good, and then I walk another 10 meters and I'm like, oh, actually that smells good. So I I don't know what to go for.
But I've gone for a dark sauce wonton noodle dry, and then Em has gone for the dumpling noodle dry. So yeah, let's see what it's like. All right, orders up. So crispy wonton, and then some noodles, some char siu pork, some greens, and then some more dumpling. Yummy.
They've got a lot of flavour to them. There is a bit of spice to that. Good though. Excited to try one of these dumplings.
Good dumpling.
That was nice. That was good. So we are just entering Chinatown, and it's a really strange contrast as you approach the area, because behind me are just dozens of skyscrapers, one after the other, and then as soon as you enter Chinatown, it's little three-story buildings. Literally just one block to the next. It's a complete contrast.
After spending some time in Chinatown, we decided to head back to our accommodation, freshen up, and head to the Gardens by the Bay 7:45 show.
Here? I want to go here.
Let's go. So right behind us is the famous Marina Bay Sands Hotel. The 1, 2, 3 buildings, and then the boat-looking structure above, on top, and then there's infinity pools up there as well. One thing about Singapore that we've both noticed so far is that anywhere you go, the structures, the landscaping, everything is absolutely pristine, and it is kind of mind-blowing.
The light show is free to come and view every evening, and there are 2 viewings to choose from. You have the 7:45 and the 8:45. We advise getting here about 15 minutes before to get yourself a good seat, and then you just sit back and enjoy the show.
I just don't think video does this place justice. I do think that when you come here, there's a couple of quieter spots which you can find, but I do feel like you've got to be within the hustle and bustle of it. We got to be a proper tourist, because that's what we are. We're tourists in Singapore and everywhere that we're going. So we're going to go and see tourism spots, and this is probably one of the most popular in Singapore. So we're watching from under the trees because it is absolutely tipping it down, but we're still getting such a great view. Let me just pan around quick. Like, there's so much good music. Yeah, it's great. Everybody's enjoying themselves, even though it's absolutely
Everybody's just embracing it.
Yeah, everybody's soaked now with soaking wet. There you go.
Good times.
All right, so we've made it out of the wet weather. As you can see, it's pretty damp out there. I've been doing some research on these hawker centres, and there's so many. They are just plastered across the city. But there's been a couple that have stood out. One was the Lau Sapat we went to this morning, which was great, really nice. Seemed a bit more upmarket. And then there's Maxwell Hawker Centre as well. So we're going to go and give that one a go. I'm not sure on all of these. There's so many. Who knows? But we can only go and try, right? What you got, Em?
Making sure I pick the right one. So we made it back outside, and fortunately the rain has stopped now, so we are not getting wet anymore. But we're just taking a short walk over to the hawker centre, where we are going to be getting some food, and then, not gonna lie, it's probably going to be nearly time to call it a night.
That's beautiful. Maxwell Food Centre, Hawker Centre. We've done a little bit of research. As I was saying earlier on, there is so many hawker centres. I saw that lightning there, look at that. There's so many hawker centres in Singapore. Who knows which one's the best and which ones are the best to go to. So let's go and have a look, see what it's like.
I have just ordered myself chicken cutlet fried rice. So we had had noodles earlier for lunch, so Dean's just ordered the same as well. And it's only $5.50 Singaporean dollars, which I don't really think you can argue with, to be fair, in Singapore. So just been given my little buzzer, and looks like he's going to get one too. And yeah, we'll just take a seat behind us somewhere and have our lunch. Yummy. Not gonna lie, looking at it, I'm not sure if these little red bits are chilies or not, but I think it's gonna be spicy.
Unbelievable.
Oh well, should be alright.
So I've been a bit intrigued by the sugarcane juice. I've never tried it. I really like sweet, and I'm hoping it's sweet. No, it's gonna be sweet. Or sugarcane juice. But this is it. So it's essentially going through a press, which is getting all the liquid and moisture out of the sugarcane. Sugarcane juice acquired. Oh, it's really nice.
It's nice, it's just like a refreshing. I wouldn't say it's fruity. It's more like sweet, like sugary.
Yeah. Your cholesterol probably couldn't handle too many of them in a row. Chinatown comes alive at night. Once all the lights come on and changes completely. It's amazing. Good morning. So this morning we've got up, we've sorted out a couple of videos and done some laundry. Here in Singapore, right opposite our hotel, we've actually got our own laundromat where we had to do it ourselves, so it took a bit of time. But now we've caught a bus over to Viva City, where we're gonna go and try one of Singapore's most famous breakfast, or the infamous famous breakfast. And then one thing just to note,
Just see the top of it, I think.
they do actually have their Christmas tree up already. Because, what is it, the 25th of October?
Oh, so it's 2 months away.
Yeah, that's a pretty early Christmas tree if you ask me. So we're on the hunt now. We've come inside and we're trying to find the Kaya Toast place. Now, we were recommended this place. Apparently it's one of the best and one of the oldest, but it is now a chain, but supposedly still owned by the same family predominantly. So let's go and see if we can find it. So Yakan Kaya Toast. Let's go and try it first time. Okay, so we have it. So Kaya Toast. So the toast essentially consists of butter, brown sugar, coconut, and then either a white or brown bread. You then get 2 eggs. You dip in. Now, that's really good. You're supposed to spice it up a bit. I say spice it up. You're supposed to add some bits to it. So soy sauce, dark, and pepper.
Oh, it's really nice.
Like it's sweet.
It tastes a bit like chocolate. I don't know why I'm getting the chocolate one. Maybe the sweetness of whatever's in the bread. I like that. It's really nice.
Yeah, you get the sweetness, the salty from the dark soy sauce. All in all, very, very nice.
Yeah, I'd have this again.
Yeah, me too. Relatively cheap as well, $5.60. And then also served with a nice little black coffee. One of my favourites.
It's good.
Yeah. So far so good. Very nice. Quick pit stop in the grocery store. We're going to pick up a packet of mango. Sorry, pick up a packet of mango. And then we're going to head over to the Sentosa Island.
It's 25th of October and quite a few shops ready for Christmas. Mad. Hello. So we've just left the shopping centre, which is just behind us. Now we're heading to the boardwalk, which is just in front. And as far as I'm aware, it's free to use, so we just hop on over and then we're on the neighbouring island. So we found a nice little viewpoint. We've just been pointing out as well how nice the water looks. It looks really clean. There's no rubbish or anything in it. It's very nice. Speaks for the whole of Singapore, to be fair, though, as well. Just it's been so clean and nice. It's so eerily quiet here. It's really bizarre. Given all these attractions that are on this island, you've got Madame Tussauds, you've got the aquarium, you've got Universal Studios, you've got casinos, you've got hotels, water park, and like, I mean, there's just nobody about. It's quite refreshing actually, coming out of sort of the city centre where it is quite busy to not a lot. So we had a little walk around to the entrance to Universal and the casino and all of those sort of activities, and we decided to hop on the shuttle bus that is taking us to Beach Station, and we're just going to have a little mooch around there. Made it to the beach. Just a little beach here on the front. We were saying how this whole sort of area feels like some kind of mix between Singapore and like Florida, with all like the Universal Studios and things like that.
Alright, so it's now the afternoon. We've had a super busy morning exploring Sentosa Island, and now we are at the Tekka Centre in Little India because it's about 3 PM, so we want to go and grab ourselves a slightly later lunch. So let's go and explore, let's see what we've got. The issue you've got is there's so much choice, and I'm sure there's some, you know, somebody in the comments is going to say, Little India, you should have gone here because this is the best place in there, but there's, you know, there's just so many to choose from. We tried to go for a masala and a butter chicken, 2 naans and some rice, but I'm not entirely sure if that was what we ordered or not. We'll find out soon, I'm sure. That's like such comforting food. These walker centres are so good.
So we just finished our late lunch, and I have to say that was the nicest meal I've had from a hawker centre so far. It was really good. The chicken was really tender. The sauce was like, oh, it's a little bit of like a reminder from like home a little bit, but better. And it wasn't too spicy as well. I don't really do well with spice. So all in all,
The
honestly,
naan made it for me, sorry.
yeah. Oh, and the naan as well. Can't forget the naan. That was so good. Dean went and got a second naan as well, so that's how good they were. So yeah, we're just gonna have a little explore around Little India now, and then head to the gardens, Marina Bay, that sort of area later on, and hopefully no rain today. So we've entered a bit of like a not a shopping centre, what do you call it, like a bit of a market, and it looks like you can get anything here, I'm not gonna lie. There's so many colours and whatnot as well. It's nice.
Okay, so ras malai. Apparently it's a little bit like mochi. So Em's gonna dive on in.
Try some of the sort of milk first. It's a bit like custard, I suppose. Trying to eat this without flopping a little bit like that, like mochi, but more spongy.
More spongy. Yeah, you're not wrong at all. It is a little bit custardy too.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let's give that a go. Got it all going on.
Not bad. Not bad. Okay. And then we've got kind of a coconut It's almost like texture of shortbread. So dig in. I think you just go at it.
I think I should have just bitten into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like shortbread.
Yeah. You know, that's actually super yummy.
Yeah, it is.
If you like coconut. Okay, so we are on the escalator up to the real part of the Apple store that everybody wants to see, because you come in, or you can come in through the bottom entrance, which we just did. Let's see what this is really like. So we were just talking to one of the staff members, and even the TV screen in here is just mind-blowing, the technology that they've gone to build this. So each part of the screen is just different, made up of different cubes, and it's one of the largest screens made up of its kind, apparently, we were just told. Not only that, the architecture, of course, all of this up here, because it's so hot in Singapore, they were like, right, well, this is going to be a greenhouse if we don't make this and build this in the right way, because we can't just rely on the aircon. So the architecture and how it was built was designed so that it didn't get too hot in here, and also didn't get too cold. Not only that, it's a 360 panoramic view all the way around.
So we are back at Gardens by the Bay, which is just over there somewhere, and we're going to do a little bit of exploring during the daytime, because when we arrived yesterday it was dark and it was also raining, so didn't really get to see all that much.
I think the most impressive part for me about this particular park and this area is it's free, most of it, unless you want to do, of course, some of the attractions, but just to walk around and watch the light show every night, twice every night, free of charge. I think Singapore are on something there. I do feel like you need to set yourself aside quite a bit of time to explore these gardens, because the more and more we're walking around, obviously the more we notice. But it's huge. It's such a big place. It's probably the craziest Louis Vuitton store ever. So we found a spot just in front of the Louis Vuitton store. Right behind us, the famous Marina Bay Sands Hotel, looking unbelievable, lit up at night. And then on the other side, the financial district also looks insane, lit up at night.
I do think Singapore does seem to come alive a bit more at night. With all the lights and all the shows and things going on, it seems to be more of a nightlife city than a day life city.
Oh, 100%, yeah, very nice. It's only us two, apart from a couple of people up on the upper decking.
Made it back to Gardens by the Bay, and touch wood, there's no rain. I think the light show starts in about 5 minutes, and we've got a pretty prime spot, I'm not gonna lie. We did bring a little towel so we could kind of lay down and look up at the lights, and it should be a pretty good experience because we're surrounded pretty much right now.
to Lau Sapat, where we came on the first day in the daytime to get some food, but in the night time it changes and this opens. Now we have the normal Lau Sapat, which is just the normal hawker center. But as I say, in the night time it changes into the street side, road closed satay. Apparently number 7 and 8 are the ones to go for. So let's go and find them and check it out. Let's get some chicken and beef satays. The smells coming from this place are insane. All right, so we've made it to 7 and 8 and there's a big queue for it. So let's see how long it takes us. I don't think it's gonna take too long, but it does look very, very good. We ordered 5 of the chicken, 5 of the beef. They were 80 cents each, so $8. And we've got about a 10-minute wait. So we'll go and find ourselves a seat in a second. We're going to start off with the chicken without the peanut sauce for a minute. It's really good. That charcoal flavour is amazing. The peanut chili sauce has got a nice kick of spice to it as well. Oh, that's so good. Beef next. Oh, the beef's better. Oh, it just like melts with the peanut sauce. What do you think?
Yeah, they're yummy. That's got a bit of spice to it, it's sauce.
Yeah, it's really nice. Big recommendation. Gotta come and do this when you're in Singapore. Okay, so tomorrow I think in the evening we're actually going to go out and we are going to try Raffles and also the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. We're going to go to the rooftop. So this evening I thought, well, it's dinner time, we might as well stop off again. And I've gone for the roasted pork because it looked unbelievable. So it's char siu and roasted, this one, with rice. Some cucumbers, and then we've got that roasted pork with that crackling on top. The crunch of the crackling, so good.
That concludes part 1 of our Singapore adventure. Check out part 2 for days 3 and 4, where we explored Singapore Botanic Gardens, Raffles Hotel, and we got a Singapore sling, Marina Bay Sands Sky Bar, the Changi Airport Jewel Waterfall, and lots more. See you there.